Hello guys, this is a quick video, and in this video I'm going to tell you that if you are planning to do PhD or if you are trying to do PhD, then what are the practicalities involved, not the official requirements, not about CSIR or how to do a PhD, not of those things. The practicality involved in surviving a PhD tenure. So, and if you have already completed your PhD tenure, then you already know all of these points. You have survived successfully, congrats, and you don't need to watch this video and waste your time, so you can skip it. But if you're trying or planning to do this stuff known as PhD, then you should definitely hear these practicalities out. This is a quick video, so I'm going to tell you very fast. But before we start with this video, I just want to say one thing, that do not confuse doing PhD out of your own will by thinking actually that it is your own will. Like, you should not get convinced by your boss. They are very good at it. So it's like your boss is convinced you that PhD is the noblest thing on this planet and you should definitely do it. Don't fall for that. It's not like giving vote where the parties convince you like you have to give the vote to them only actually. But it's not that. It's not a PR service. Okay, so like in vote, what happens? They make you think, the TV channels, the news, media, all other associated things, they make you think that you should really vote for this party. They convince you to think like this is your own will, but in reality this is not your own will, this is a PR mediated will. So, and then you end up giving vote to that party by thinking it as your own vote out of your own will of fire. But no, it's basically you are hypnotized. You think like that. So it shouldn't be like that when it comes to doing PhD. You shouldn't be convinced by your senior dada, elder brother, or some lab mate or boss. Especially, they are very good at this thing. It's not just PhD boss. All companies, all sectors, the bosses are very convincing. They are the best MBA students coming out. Like when I say MBA, it's not technically they have the MBA certificate, but the qualities of selling a product. And it's not the fault of the bosses too, because if you have to run a PhD lab, you need lot of free bakras who will do your projects for free. So when I'm saying this thing, they might sound very unethical, but enjoy your ethics once you join the lab, because after 3 or 4 years you will get to know these things anyhow, and you will feel the same thing no matter from which state of India you are in. And this is exclusively for Indian PhD scholars, of course. So point 1, when you join a lab for internship, which is part of most MSc courses, like an internship is mandatory, the bosses try to convince you, like the mentor, guide, whatever you call him, the research scientist, he tries to convince you that this is your lab, this is your project, so why not work for free in it unless you find a scholarship, which usually sometimes takes 1 year. If you crack something, then it might not take some time, but in 90% of cases you fail to crack at that moment instant. So it takes around like 3 years or 2 years sometimes for someone, and that person is working voluntarily at that moment in that lab. So he makes you think for that voluntary tenure that this is your lab, this is your project, but it's not like that. He is just selling the product. You do not have bloody any discretion over anything. Okay, so if you want to use a pipette man of a particular company, that also you won't get, because he has a limited fund and he will provide you a particular pipette man, and he will definitely convince you that rest other companies of pipette man are worse. And one more thing, when it comes to publication houses, project movement, everything, by using his seniority, of course he is much senior to you, so using his seniority, he will make sure that he has the sole discretion in his lab, because at the practicality in this situation is that it is his lab, it is his bloody project, and he will have the ultimate in it, and you don't have any discretion over it. So it's not your lab, you are there to get your purpose. It's not your project, you are there to serve, because you need to serve under a project. You cannot serve without any project. So those are the feel good kind of services, like your lab, your project and everything. It's not. So be practical about it. Don't get too much emotional, because emotional will make you serve the lab for very long period of time without getting the PhD degree. And if you are very practical and he understands that this is a practical guy, you might get your degree first, because there are a lot of other people standing in queue who are ready to butter him no matter what. And one more thing, I've seen a lot of PhD students getting frustrated in second year, third year, fighting with their bosses like hell, like husband-wife kind of fights. So don't do that. It's not personal. It's nothing personal in it. Keep your calm, because if you keep fighting with them, one thing they will do for sure, no matter what they say, they would hamper your name in your upcoming publications. the right amount of push you need in your career, the references that they are going to give you for your future, all of these things are going to get hampered. And that's the thing you are there for. You are there for experience, recommendation, references, and publication with authorships in proper places. So you will lose all of those things. Like if you're supposed to get 10 publications, it's just an example, so you will end up getting 5 or maybe even less, just because you have a quarrel. And there are other lab mates who are buttering him real well, and they will snatch it from your part. So don't lay your food for someone else. So keep your calm. This is not a husband-wife relationship, though most of the scientists say this term. It's like getting married without sleeping. No, it's not like that. It's very practical. It's like other jobs. Research out in India is just like doing a job in a very low scale or sometimes without a scale. So you have there's like in any company there is a boss with a particular supervising a particular project. So it's just like that. You have a boss or a guide in your lab who is going to guide you through a project. Do the project, stay calm, do not fight, do not go into any conversations, because no matter what opinion you have, he's the boss and he's always right. So do not try to prove your point. Do not try to prove your point sometimes, but do not push it till the end. It's not worth it. Even if he gets convinced and he says yes, that whatever you are saying is right, I will do that, but be sure that's for one time. You have wasted all your efforts previously, because from the next time he is going to be very, very careful, and he's not liking it egoistically basically. So the next time you talk with him, he's like, okay, you are again with your own logic, and he's not liking it. You may have won out of your confidence or your perfect points last time, but from the next time onward, you are not in his good book anymore. And there are some scientists who act very smart, and they will show you, will really support and encourage students of this kind. Keep motivating, keep providing your own suggestions, tips and tricks, say out your opinion loud. So they will motivate you and will take you to the hills. You will keep doing that thing 2 times, 3 times, 4 times repeatedly, and he's staying quiet because you're efficient in your work. And once you go out of that office, you ask for a reference, he would definitely write something that gives a little hint to your next employer about you, this kind of attitude, and he will avoid you. So surviving with a out and out smartness in PhD when it comes to conversation is really important. And when I mean smartness, you need to be timid about it. You cannot be an extravagant. You are not selling. You are not a salesman. That boss of yours is a salesman. He is selling a lab, a project. He fools most of the time, most of the people. There are a lot of fake publications coming out nowadays, a lot of tampered images, fake data, this and that. So they are good at it. You know, last company I used to work in, we had clinical trials going over there. Okay, so the doctor in charge of this clinical trial used to take consent from every patient he used to see, because he was a bloody good salesman. He was not a good doctor. The survival rate of his patients were the worst in the entire hospital, but he used to be capable enough to sell the trials to everyone, like get every patient he visits or he sees enrolled in the trial. That's for his own benefit. So they are good salesmen. Like their psychology counseling capability is very high. So do not go with that flow. Okay, that's all in this video. Survive your PhD tenure and have fun. Bye.